think it's when it comes in the later stages of life. It's when you really
Absolutely.
start feeling regret.
But I work at a senior living facility and I see a lot of people that didn't ever have kids and they have a lot of friends and people that are there with them.
They have more people visit them usually.
Yeah, a lot
the
of the
ones that
times-
I've taken care of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because
a
they
lot
had-
of people
Yeah.
who do have kids, their kids don't come and visit them. And it's
Is
like,
that fucked up?
I fucking birthed you and you don't even
Well-
want to take care of me or come see me when I'm dying. Like, fuck that. I don't want that kind of
You
heartbreak.
get what you
either.
get,
Yeah.
and you don't throw a fit. You might have a kid that doesn't have any similar like interests as you, and you guys just butt heads and you don't get along.
I know.
But it's also
Right.
like your job as the adult and as a parent to foster a good relationship and accept them for who they are, and not like have preconceived notions of who you want them to be, and then be sad when they
Mhm.
miss the mark. Like you have to let them be who they are. So I feel
to
like.
a degree, though. Like,
Well, you
Okay,
have to
go,
be
'cause
the
someone's
parent
watching.
still, of course, and it's within bounds.
yeah,
of course,
I'm just
always.
so fucking judgmental now that I have a daughter. Like, okay, so we were watching this show called Sister Wives. I don't know if you've ever.
Yeah, I
Okay,
used to watch.
don't
it all
need
the
to go
time.
about it. It's about like polygamy, but this guy has a teenage daughter, and she has like this fucking spiky at the dinner table. She has like this spiky dog collar on and like fucking rainbow mop bucket hair.
Well,
I'm
you
just-
have to let them do it.
I see. I
You
know.
have
I'm
to.
thinking for certain
Yeah.
things.
You have
no.
to. You just have to
No.
let them do it.
You do.
Yep.
You do. Yeah. Otherwise,
do.
they
And
will
Dog.
rebel
Okay.
even more.
Dog collars.
Don't
though.
rebel
No,
more.
I'm not
here's the
saying-
magic.
Look, I'm not saying
They'll
I
stop
don't
doing
want-
it
I'm
once
not-
you let them do it.
No,
probably
I'm not saying
too.
I don't want it to like
Let
be able
everybody
to
else be
dress
bullies.
and be like a little like liberal with like their style, but there should be some standards.
No, that's
restrictions.
not for you to decide though,
No.
because you're gonna just push them more into like becoming a fucking drug addict or something like
Yeah.
crazy. They're gonna
coping
just
with
go
not
off.
being accepted by their
But
parent.
if you let them do it and then their peers just bully the shit out of them,
They'll
then they'll
stop.
stop.
Yeah.
Or
they'll
they're
stop
and-
on their own.
Or they start cutting themselves and
No.
shit because now they got kids bullying them every single day at school.
Well, they'll cut
Actually,
themselves
no, the
because you
reason-
told them no too.
yeah, it's
so-
because you didn't accept them. That would be why
Yeah.
they cut.
No, and this is coming from a guy like
Yeah.
I raised a daughter
Yep.
from 3 to 18, and the more you accept it, the more she will stop doing it.
Yep.
reverse
It
psychology.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
And she just wants to know that you'll love and accept her
No matter what.
no matter what. And you're there to just be her backup. You
Mhm.
give her the tools and the beliefs, and you raise her the way that you want to raise her. And then you give her the ability and the freedom to make her own choices.
Yep.
And she will test them and test them and test them. And then as long as you're open and honest and accepting, she will fall in line when she's ready.
Yeah. The nice thing about
Yep.
kids these
That's a
days
good
is
dad.
they have the
Good job.
internet
Thank you.
and
That's really
people will
good.
fucking troll them. So like
Yeah, they'll
if
get
they're
made
doing
fun of on
stupid
their
shit,
own.
they're gonna make fun. People are gonna make fun of them,
Yeah, they'll stop.
and they'll stop.
Yeah.
They won't be that weird forever. I was really, really weird.
I used to be weird too.
I was
I
so
know.
weird.
Like I remember, like when I think about like school, like how people cutting themselves with such a face. I know like a lot
was
of
for
my good
attention a
friends
lot.
that
It
like did that
was.
shit. I thought like I recently started thinking about that. Now that I have a daughter, I was just like, man, what if she goes through that phase?
I mean, she might.
You know,
She
like
might, but just love them through all of that weird shit.
no, I think you do need to have some sort of standards of strictness for. I'm not saying don't let them explore
You give
anything, but like
boundaries and
dog collars at the dinner table.
What
Well,
about
Come on,
you,
fucking-
man?
Was
Well,
she
but you
wearing dog
don't
collars?
wear-
Was your dog? Was she wearing dog collars and shit?
No, well, I
There's levels to it, is what I'm saying.
Hold on a second.
Like-
She later on she went and she actually got shot in the eye with a paintball gun by her idiot boyfriend, and she was like 15 at the time, 15 or 16 at the time,
Okay.
older, and was not letting us get to her to call the police, right?
Yeah.
Or to get her to the hospital, and then she was drunk, and he didn't want to drive her to the hospital to because he was going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. That kind of bullshit.
Yep.
And I'm like, we don't give a shit. We would just want to make sure that you get medical care because you got shot in the face.
That's
with a
why you
paintball
have to
gun,
keep things
right?
open
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you don't want them lying about that stuff. You
Yeah,
want
when
to
you
be
For
their
sure.
when you are
person.
overprotective, they lie. I was the best
No.
liar. My mom was crazy.
And I didn't lie about
Yeah.
shit really, and my mom was just there.
No, I agree with
Yeah.
that.
And my dad too.
Going back to what Holly said real quick, I will agree with being a really strict parent. It teaches kids how to lie because they're gonna
Yeah.
want to go and do shit,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So you're almost training them to be really good liars and
You
having
are.
them figure out how to get away with shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Compared to when you sit at the dinner table and just letting them be open and honest with you with everything that they did, even though if a lot of it's gonna piss you off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you because I was struggling with Shailyn, and it got to the point to where I just wanted her to like, be open and honest. And she actually got to that point.
Mhm.
But there was a friction point there for a while that I
Oh,
just didn't
yeah.
want to like let up.
Right.
And every time she got caught doing something that she wasn't supposed to be doing, or she lied about it, I'd take something away. And then she ended up having like nothing left, and I was like, okay, well, this is just isn't
It doesn't
working.
work.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely not. It didn't
No.
work. But what
Yeah.
is your, like, have you experienced that in your
mean,
rebellious time?
I was grounded all the time. I didn't have any of my stuff ever, literally all the time. And it just pushed me and my mom apart, like, and I wasn't like a bad kid or anything. I wasn't doing anything that crazy, but like, I didn't feel like I could talk to her about any of the,
You were
things that-
afraid. Were you like
yeah.
afraid of your mom?
oh, absolutely.
then?
I'm
Yeah,
still afraid of my mom. What do you mean? I'm
right.
terrified of her every time she calls.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
scary.
But we have
I
a lot
would've
more better.
died.
We have a lot better of a relationship now because I've set boundaries with her. So, I mean, I think when there's boundaries in place, and I don't know, you just have to expect people are going to be their own person no matter what, and they have to figure out life through all the shit